So this is our Monday announcement for week 11, and this is a short week as far as online responsibilities. I will be moving the assignments due later in the week to Monday. So any assignments due after Wednesday would be due on Monday, December 2nd. So you will have time to turn that in. I'm not going to change the due date in the course, but just know that you'll be able to turn that in Monday. You can turn assignments in at their respective due dates if you choose, but you won't be penalized for any late work if it comes in on Monday. I wanted to revisit the call for papers assignment where you pulled up your Word document and looked at the different topics. I want you to remember that topics are starting points. They are like seeds. If we're thinking of growing a tree, think of this paper as a tree. You've planted a seed, here's your topic, and the trunk is going to be an answer to this issue question that you've developed about this topic, and then you're branching out with multiple developmental ideas related to that thesis statement and focus. So the thesis statement in this research paper is going to be the answer to the issue question that you've posed, and the answer is going to flourish in the form of branches in your paper. That means you're going to move down various reasons that support the answer to that question, which is the thesis statement that you present. Now, this paper needs to be insightful, it needs to be compelling, it needs to be unique and original. I want you to consider the different angles that you can use on the various topic that you select. I'm not sure if everyone has narrowed that down yet, but for example, instead of just discussing a more general, broad scope, you want to make it really narrow. So I was just helping a student with her focus on students learning English in the public school or even the college classroom, students who are English learners, English language learners. That focus could go down the road of bilingualism, it could go down the road of educational reform and policy, it could go down the road of immigration, it could go down the road of who's responsible for what. Are teachers responsible? Are students responsible? Is this a community issue? Is it a socio-political focus? So it's more than a basic focus for this paper if you really want to earn the A on this assignment. So once you have sent that along to me and I've looked at your ideas and I've said, yes, either this is fantastic, really narrow, you're going to find stuff, and it's definitely an argument, or I give you some suggestions for what you can consider, then you want to be all over the online library. And that can be Google Scholar, it can be the McKay Library, but you want to start building your repertoire now. You've done a little bit of that with the worksheet, but now you need to expand and really find these credible sources. I highly recommend empirical studies. What is that again? That's a journal publication where there was actual research with methodology. So there's a methods section, there's a sample population described, you have a discussion, you have findings. So it's not a literature review where researchers might say, here's what 10 different people studied and here's the summary. An empirical study journal publication is just that. It's an actual study the researchers did, and here's what we found. And I think those will be the most compelling for a paper such as this. On that note, you want to make sure that your research is 5 years old, no more than 5 years old to current. Now, that doesn't mean everything. Sometimes you're rooting your discussion in a particular learning theory, or you're rooting your discussion in something that requires an historical background, and in that regard you can bring in sources from the past because it's relevant, but you don't want to emphasize sources from the past as the bulk of your references list. You're also going to be responsible for APA formatting on this paper 100%. So this is headers, the title page, the subheadings, if you're including subheadings, and all of that. So I want to make sure that you feel confident with that as well. I've talked long enough for a Monday night. I wish everyone a very happy holiday. I hope that whether you are celebrating Thanksgiving or not, that you do take a moment to ponder what you are grateful for and the how the importance of gratitude what the importance of gratitude is in our lives at this time. I look forward to seeing what you come up with for these initial ideas on the paper, and if I can be of help, please do reach out.